Well, hello, my future LCM intern friends. My name's Kenny Daniel, and I'm an intern from the 2016-17 era. Not error, but era. Yes, yes. It's a very confusing term, I know. Today, I'd just like to share with you a simple kind of layout of Brendel, how we chose to set it up. Of course, you might want to tweak some things. Maybe you want to do things a little bit differently than we did, and that's a-okay, perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. But in case you're wondering what we did, let's go ahead and just take a little look-see. So the first thing you might notice from this video is there is a lot of people. That's right. There are so many people that you don't really have room to breathe sometimes while you're inside of Brendel. Now it's really perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. In fact, we smile upon that. We welcome it with open arms. It means people really are taking advantage of Brendel. But something to keep in mind is there are a lot of people. Originally, when we started to brainstorm and think about the concept of what do we really want for Brendel, we thought about maybe having some church pews, having some ornate seating. We had, the idea of couches being pushed off to the sides against the walls, forming small lounges for conversation to occur. I don't want to burst any bubbles or dash any dreams, but that simply is not the case. That is not what Brendel becomes. Instead, you have hundreds upon hundreds of volunteers and their kids just yelling, running around, having a great time, singing karaoke, making loud noise. The idea of having these sweet, simple conversations on the side while they might happen certainly is not the main focus of Brendel. So keep that in mind when you're setting up. In fact, if you look closely, you can see we ended up using dining room chair tables and dining room chairs in general. So that's two things, in case I just said something weird, which, let's be real, I think I might have. We used both the tables and chairs that were already in Brendel. Now, of course, we couldn't fit everything we wanted with these tables and chairs. We did have to take some down, but it also helped save time with teardown at the end of each night. We left 4 tables on the far back right. When you enter Brendel, far back right, going all the way forward, we had 4 tables. And then we had anywhere from 3 to 4 on the second row. And that helped create an environment where they felt comfortable talking, where they could enjoy their coffee beverages, and really also have a good time listening to karaoke. We went through some different setups, not to say one's right or one's wrong. We actually had 6 tables set up at the beginning, and then we had the couches pushed in the far back right corner. We simply didn't think that worked quite as nicely. So, if you look a little bit closer now, we can see in the nose, yes, the nose, the famous nose of Brendel, we actually put 1, 2, 3 couches along with the 2 brown chairs. And we also put a furry carpet on the ground with giant Jenga set up. It was kind of an alternative, deeper into the beast, if you will, a different feel for those who dared to adventure further into the grand system. So, let's start talking about the actual stage now. So for the stage, you might notice it's actually set up kind of towards the left side of Brendel. Now, we used 1, 2, 3 stage pieces along with 1, 2, 3, 4 small triangular pieces that extended towards the front. You might be able to get a good look at that about now. You'll also notice that we have, the TV monitor was moved from its original position by the nose, actually mounted up onto the new location. And there's another TV on wheels that we put in between the two shootouts of the stage. So, one thing that we did not even consider really until we were already about 2 days from starting is you actually need a stage backdrop. So that's definitely something to consider, something to tweak around. We ended up going with 2 flannel plaid sheets that served as our backdrop, but feel free to do anything. We've seen groups in the past use just black sheets. We've seen some people use black wood. Some people used Christmas lights all the way down. So the possibilities truly are limitless. So we've talked about just about the entire layout of Brendel. The last thing, which I just remembered, might have skipped over. You can see the coffee bar. Oh yes, the coffee bar. When you first come in to Brendel, the right area where there's the small sink kitchenette, we actually have a giant counter that is stored away in J Farm. So make sure you get that out. But it's a big, bulky, black piece. It's all kind of together other than the glass top. And definitely make sure you get that out and put it up. It really provides an excellent coffee bar. All right, so I think those are some of the main details that we wanted to cover. Really, the last thing, when you start to look around the video, just pay attention to the decor. We have lots of decor, and really, we could make a separate video for it. But Christmas lights, they're huge for creating the proper mood. We have the green light in the nose. You can just unscrew those bulbs and put in the green and blue ones. They provide kind of a Northern Lights theme. Lastly, we decided to twist the Northern Lights theme a little bit to a lumberjack theme. So we actually, we got pieces of plywood, painted them, put tin foil on them, and made a bunch of axes and saw blades and all of that good stuff. We also used 2 wreaths from Christmas, actually. We took the bows off and we put axes X'd in the middle and then a small animal head. So if, you're looking around for ideas like that, once you dial into what you really want your theme to be, you can excel from there. So that's kind of just a little bit of the Brendel layout we decided to go with. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just feel free to reach out really to Jay or Andy. Either one of them would be willing to really talk it over with you. But hopefully this video has provided you with a little bit of something. And just remember, you'll get through this. It's gonna be okay. And the kids, they're not even gonna notice it. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but really don't get too meticulous. Don't fret the small details, because at the end of the day, they're gonna have a great time singing karaoke. They're gonna have a great time drinking coffee. They're gonna have a great time with the photo booth. All you need to do is be you, and it will work itself out.